Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up that screen. Tennessee. Is Tennessee building a new dynasty? We're going to go over that and talk about, is there a possibility of that? Also, we're going to do a recruiting update, and we're going to talk a little bit about Rico Walker, who's coming up on a decision. All right, first of all, is Josh Heupel building a dynasty? It's way too early to say that. I understand that, but I'm going to tell you what. There are three critical things that you've got to have in today's college football, and Tennessee's got all three. Number one's the coach. You've got to have a coach that really knows how to draw in the players with his schemes, his coaching style, and all of the excitement around that. We definitely have that with Josh Heupel. There has never been a more exciting offense at the University of Tennessee that I ever remember. Now, I wasn't here in the 50s, obviously, but I can tell you I've never seen anything quite like it. It's absolutely awesome to watch. And last year was the most fun I've had in a really long time watching Tennessee football. The second thing you got to have is the crowd. You need a really good crowd. You need a fan base that's really fanatic. And Tennessee has that big time. They probably have the most passionate fan base in the country. If it's not us, we're probably in the top three. Then you got to have the NIL money. We got that, and we got that big time. So we've got the three critical things you've got to have. Well, then that leads you to the most important part of this. You got to have the talent. So all three of those things lead into recruiting. The coaching, the fan base, the money, all those things. Well, we got them all. We got them all big time. And that's why our recruiting has absolutely been on fire for the last 30 days. We have picked up some just absolute big-time blue chippers. And Nico has played a major role in that. I think he's helped us recruiting quite a bit. We even missed out on a couple of 5-stars where we finished second in their decision. That was the Ohio State wide receiver and then the offensive lineman that went to Miami. But we picked up a 5-star edge rusher, Chandavian Bradley. That was huge. Of course, we've already got Nico, 5-star. We picked up a monster recruit in Cam Seldon, who I think is a 5-star. Of course, we picked up Brew McCoy in the transfer portal, and hopefully he'll get to play this year as opposed to the following year. That's another 5-star. And then Jonathan Eccles, who's going to be here for 2024, another 5-star, probably going to play tight end. And then on top of it, look at these other recruits. Caleb Herring, that's another edge rusher that's a high 4-star to go with Chandavian Bradley, who you see right here. A great tight end in Ethan Davis, another high 4-star. Here's the 5-star I was talking about. I know they got him as a 4, but he's a 5. And several other 4-stars, including some real nice offensive linemen. This guy is gigantic, 6'6", 330 plus. That was a really nice pickup. We needed that tackle. And currently they've got a 7th nationally. We were 5th. There's obviously been a couple other teams that have picked up some players. And we're going to move around in that top 10. And I'm hoping we finish somewhere around 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere in that neighborhood for the year. That would be a really good start for Josh Heupel's first year. So pretty much all the things you need to build up a dynasty we have. But here's the thing. We're definitely not going to get it handed to us. It's going to be a lot like this.
Oh, you miserable bitch!
Yep, there's going to be plenty of teams like that. They're going to be coming after us and not letting that happen too easy. But the nice thing is they've been very congratulatory as far as our most recent pickups and commits. And actually, I've got a little video of that.
I'm so happy for you. Thank you. Thank you both very much. I owe you both a debt of gratitude.
Yep, they couldn't be happier for us. Things are going great. Let's talk about Rico Walker for a minute. Now, Rico Walker is a big edge rusher. He's a 4-star. Now, he's not as high a 4-star as the other two that we got, and of course, one of them was a 5. But he set his commitment date, and we'll watch a little bit of highlights of how he plays. As you can see, he's pretty much the best athlete out there on the field, and that's pretty typical with these 4-stars. They normally play everything, not only edge, but he's obviously a wide receiver as well because you want your best athletes getting the ball and going after the ball. It says, let's see, his commitment time's Monday at 4 p.m., And we know we're one of the 5 possible finalists here that might pick him up. And it'd be a nice pickup. It'd be a real good depth builder for us and somebody that could come on in the future and become a starter. And he's the number 179th overall player and then 23rd among edge rushers, number 4 overall in the state of North Carolina. And he said that Tennessee was like family to him as far as how he felt about the visit. Now, his dad used to be a Auburn player, so that's going to be a little tricky to beat out Auburn. But there's also the possibility he goes to North Carolina. And the last crystal ball that went towards a team was North Carolina, and that was on June 24th. So I haven't heard anything or seen anything on his Twitter board. And here's Rico's Twitter. There's his top 5, of course. And here he said no more interviews, so he went quiet. And here's where he announced his time and date. So obviously I'm hoping he chooses Tennessee, but again, it looks like he's probably leaning North Carolina. We may have a 1 in 5 chance at best, I would say. But you never know. We might end up picking him up. But I'm going to tell you what, I could not be more excited about this team. I think we are very much headed towards a new era of football and a very futuristic style of football with the absolute tremendous speed of our offense. And I can tell you I'd love to recruit for this team because if I was an offensive player, I'd say, do you like touchdowns? Do you like to score real fast? Do you like a rabid fan base? Do you like a little NIL money? Well, we got all 3. So what do you think? And then if it's defense, that might even be easier because realize Tennessee has a lot more plays than most teams. We'll have like 90 plays. Other teams will have like 70. Those extra 20 plays means you're going to get playing time because the defense is going to be out there on the field a lot. So we might pick up 2 or 3 extra games as far as number of plays compared to the regular football team out there. Well, here's what you got to have. You got to have a rotating defensive line constantly. You've got to have fresh legs going into that defense all the time. So you can pretty much tell somebody if they're good, you're going to get to play. You can just count on it because we're going to need you going in after our starters every single time until you are a starter. And I think recruiting for the defense would be even easier. So I think we're definitely heading in the right direction, and we could end up really up there. And you can tell the Vols are on their way, and they're going to be coming at it hard the next few years. It's going to be a lot like this.
You called down the thunder, well, now you got it.
And especially Florida. Oh, my gosh. We're going to be laying in wait for Florida. When they show up here in Knoxville, oh, my gosh, the crowd is going to be absolutely so intense. I'm so glad we're playing them here this year, and I just want to see us jump up to a big lead and just really pour it on, and I hope that happens. We need to get past that psychological barrier beating Florida and then just put them in their place. So we'll see how that plays out, but I'm excited about this season and the future especially. All right, folks, and that's Tennessee building a new dynasty. I think we are. We'll see how it goes. A little recruiting update. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover the Vols. And if you haven't subscribed, man, you need to subscribe. I need some. I've just started out just a couple of weeks ago, and I need some subscribers. Anyway, we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.